What's up, y'all? It's the Skate Theorist. I got a lot of fun comments on my last video about Andy Anderson's trick being trick of the year or not being trick of the year. What I thought about it. What I thought about it, should it be eligible? Uh, so today I'm going to go over some trick of the year candidates this year, just to kind of really paint the picture of like this is what he's up against. A trick of the year is obviously a very esteemed thing. And it's a fun thing for skaters to argue about, really, at the end of the day. But this was last year's. I'm sure everybody remembers this trick. If you didn't see this trick somehow and live under a rock, do you even watch skateboarding? So yeah, that trick was so incredibly insane, super risky. Everything about it was scary. So that's last year's trick of the year. And these are some throughout the past. And the level of skating in these there's always like kind of some special factor in it. That one's actually pretty strange. I gotta say, 2017 is somewhat not like the other ones. I mean, that one's clearly heavy. That spot is so gnarly, I almost felt like Midler could have got it when he 360'd in. How do you compete with stuff like that? The Ollie, I didn't think was really enough to get Trick of the Year personally. But then one of my friends that has been to that spot said it's definitely trick of the year. He acts like that spot is so long and so gnarly and so steep that should be it. So maybe I don't know the spot enough. And that was pretty cool too. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, but this one is absolutely insane. I mean, he could have had some rubber to slow him down. See, this is why I'm comparing it to the Andy one. This one's not like the others. I feel like this one is a little strange. I mean, that is super high. I think that might have been switched, but it just doesn't seem like it has the same wow factor that the other ones have. That was clearly sick. And to get back to backs, Milton's a beast, man. And then this is just huge. Uh, Wallenberg, special spot. This doesn't even need to be spoken about. Like, that is crazy. So you see the type of stuff that's going on throughout the years. Everything is really gnarly. Everything takes a lot of bravery and courage. So this is a switch tray flip tail slide. And wrapping your head around trying that, like I said, never seen this, is not particularly pretty. I do think it's not that pretty. Somebody else said, isn't that to nose slide? It's a good question. People love to argue about trick names more than which tricks are good, so I'm not sure about that one. Either way, very good trick, very technical, a pretty famous spot, so that's a nice trick. Trick of the year, I don't know, but heavy trick, yeah. It kind of got ruined by the thumbnail at the beginning. Could that be the trick of the year? I don't know. Yeah, that's insane. That's really heavy. I mean, just the thought of trying this, so scary, man. I mean, you see people having trouble board sliding it. I haven't been there in person, but it's clearly a pretty big stair. To even think to try that. And man, this guy's young too. This guy's going to be really a monster. I wouldn't mind if that was trick of the year. That's really a spot everybody knows. Oh, where was was I? Yeah, this is crazy. So wait, this is switch? Am I getting this right? The only thing I don't like about this trick, is there a different angle or something? Oh, that was nice too. I mean, that definitely can't be trick of the year. That's a really heavy trick, but just seems too simple. Um, this almost seems like too obscure of a spot, but it also is a switch laser flip uh, lip slide. So, I'm not mad if that wins. This trick kind of caught me by surprise. People were arguing on my Andy video like, oh, should the rolling at Wallenberger count, blah, blah, blah. This guy's really excited about the switch laser. He said Mickey Papa did a switch laser back lip on rail. Now let's see what they're saying about this. He said the rolling should be banned. So people don't like the rolling. I'm not mad at the rolling as much. It's weird. There is definitely a gray area because when Barra made the fake spots, people didn't like it. When Rob Deirdre did that one handrail where he put the square on the round rail, people didn't really like that either. He did it for a commercial. He didn't want to do it as a round rail. That round rail has been done, so it kind of discredits Rob's a little bit. But I don't mind if it's a speed thing. I've never minded bungees. For some reason, people don't like bungees either. Having to push up to high speeds is what made it so gnarly. Yeah, I don't know if pushing was the thing that made it gnarly. I'm pretty sure the gap being 30 feet long or whatever is what made it gnarly. It's less about, oh, you can push fast. So yeah, I'm not mad at this at all. I think this is a pretty heavy trick. Trick of the year? I don't know, man. There's so many good tricks. That's the problem. Somebody has a great point here. Owen Bryson said, it was nice, but no risk for injury. You gotta risk it for the biscuit. I'm not mad at that. I personally do kind of feel like the trick of the year, you need to have some danger involved. You need to have some risk, something where it like screams like, "Whoa, that's courageous." If you let's just say, for example, not the trick of the year is made for people that don't watch skating, but if people never watch skating and they just look up, oh, what's trick of the year or something, like I don't know, maybe football has like tackle of the year. I don't know. I don't actually know. I don't watch football. If you see this and you're casual, you're not going to think much of it. If you see Milton Martinez jump off a roof into something, it's pretty sick. I'm not saying it should only be risk, but yeah, I don't know. This is a crazy trick, but it is not that risky. It is kind of like you could do this on any ledge. I don't know. I don't think it has the intangible of skating where you're like finding a spot that's not really meant to be skated, but you're skating it. That's part of the fun of skating, I think. That's what we like about skate videos. So I don't think this should be trick of the year. See, this dude's working for this, and it is pretty crazy. It's like people are commenting. Is this just a 50 stare? That guy's putting it on the line for this. This is terrifying. So yeah, that's pretty heavy, man. That's a heavy trick. And it takes a lot of balance too. Like the the argument for Andy's is that it takes a lot of balance, a lot of skill. A lot of these other tricks do too. So, you know, and they're gnarlier. This has all the things about Trick of the Year. It's gnarly. It's a spot that doesn't even look like it should be skated. The crowds make it pretty cool. The excitement in the video is fun. His hair actually makes the trick look even gnarlier because he's just like it's bouncing around, going crazy. I wouldn't necessarily call it a technical trick, but it's so heavy and it's probably one of the most technical tricks that could happen on that rail. I mean, let's be honest. I don't see a kickflip lip happening on that. I mean, theoretically, could someone like Nyjah flip into something on that? It's possible, but I don't see it happening, man. This is pretty much the extent of what's going to happen on that rail. A long, crazy lip slide. Yeah, I love that trick. I wouldn't mind if that got trick of the year. That seems like it checks all the boxes. See this one, man, I like this too. I'm not mad at this if this wins trick of the year. I have watched this trick more than you know. I've watched it at least 50 times, not even joking. I showed my girlfriend this. It just doesn't make sense. You know, for him to make that wall drop wall ride look like he's like rolling in a quarter and then like going at it blind like that. I mean, not blind, you have peripheral vision, but off the nose slide, you're going to your back. I mean, this is a sick trick. And what I like about this trick so much is I've never seen it. I'm sure people have done some grinds into wall rides, but I don't know if they've done it on spots that are as blatantly walled as this. Like this is just he's going straight into the wall and then he's riding down it like it's a drop in or something, man. Yeah, I like this one a lot. It has a lot of the things of what I think trick of the year should be. It's definitely heavy. I think the trick is probably easier than it looks. I'm not saying that like I could do it or you could do it, but someone as good as him, he could probably do it pretty easy. Just a matter of thinking about it. And I think thinking about it was the genius part of this. So I actually think for the Andy Anderson argument, I think this is a better trick than his other trick. Like if you gave him trick of the year for this, I feel like it makes more sense because I mean, who's doing not a spin? I know he put down the piece of wood. I don't care about the wood on a landing as much. Honestly, though, it does look like a spot that he could have landed without it. I feel like he could just like kick off that crook a little bit. I don't know though. Maybe there's a hole there. Yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful trick. I actually think this is a better candidate than his other trick. So this is tray flip lip Hollywood first try. Yeah, that's insane if that's true. He didn't have to like eat it in order to do this a couple times. Very clean. I actually think the kickflip blunt is a much much better trick than is on the same stair. Um, just my opinion. next next is going to be a 50 on a 200 stair. Somebody needs to count these stairs, man. Is that a 50? Yeah, this is absolutely insane. I know that's a 50, and I know, out of all the 50 stair rails that you're going to try to grind, this is probably the easiest one. But then he's also going so fast. There's so much time to get off balance, and then you have to ride by these. Do he have a thong on? You have to ride by those cigarette things or whatever they're called, the things that block traffic. Yo, I think those are boxers, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think that might be a thong. Well, maybe that's trick of the year. That's funny. So, oh man, I'm not mad if this is trick of the year because I've skated with this guy and he's from my area. Um, well, he's like 40 minutes from me, or I think he lived 40 minutes from me. We skated a couple times. He's the only guy I've ever seen that can just backflip. Like one time he said he could backflip. I'm like, what? Then he did one first try off of this little spine. It's like a 3 foot spine. Did it a flat. So yeah, this trick doesn't surprise me at all because he's been doing backflips for so long on everything. Like he'll go literally anywhere. I have a video of him doing a backflip on a scooter. Um, I'm a little biased because I know this guy a little bit. He might not remember me, but I've met him. You know what I mean? So it'd be cool if he would win. But being an unbiased character, at least as much as I can be, this is park footage. I don't really think park footage should ever be. But I don't know, man. Maybe you can make an exception for a dude who just did a backflip into a plug. I don't know that this will ever be done again. So, yeah. Trick of the year, I wouldn't be mad at that. Okay, this is just for Styles Matter Award. I didn't read that the first time I looked at it. Yeah, Robert Neal did that tray flip about as clean as you ever can. I don't. I think it's a two stair that he's tray flipping up. There's a handrail there, but I can't really see the stairs. But he did about the cleanest tray flip you could ever possibly imagine. He had that grin too, like that was clean. Then the cleanest nollie big heel. Somebody said hell nah to the Style Matters Awards. Dude, what is he talking about? Bro, you're just a hater if you don't think this is like one of the cleanest tricks you've seen this year. He doesn't even like everything about these two tricks was absolutely perfect. If you're hating on this, you're just a pure hater, man. I don't understand. It's a pretty big stair set. It's actually it looks I wouldn't call it narrow, but it's not that wide. I don't know, man. I don't see how you would think this is one of the cleanest tricks you've seen. Yeah, I don't know, man. That was clean. So this is when it was originally posted. Should this be trick of the year? And I mean, tell me after watching all these other trick of the year candidates with me, does this stack up? Like it's cool as a balancing act, but I don't know, man. Honestly, too, like if the second stair set wasn't so long, we wouldn't even be talking about this. We would just think it's slow and ugly. Just being honest. I think the trick's cool, but this is a pretty cool trick. I don't know how the hands down rule applies to him, or if it doesn't. I don't care. I think it was cool. Trick of the year? I don't know. Oh, look at it. He's thinking the same thing. I mean, I like watching this dude shred. Whenever you see this dude in the crowd at like some type of jam, you know shit's about to go down. I don't know, like, yeah, somebody said, are you guys just trying to farm interactions? This doesn't even, I mean, I don't know if it counts as a make or not. I don't think so. I think you're just playing around. Definitely doesn't count, I don't think. All right, we still got quite a bit more. I'm gonna go a little bit quicker. Yeah, this trick is sick, man. I don't think there's enough gnar factor, even though looks terrifying, for it to be trick of the year. Absolutely sick trick. I've never seen it. See another one on Wallenberg. I would have to say this is better than the fakie kickflip. If I had to pick one, this is heavy, man. This is heavy. Super clean too, man. Wouldn't be mad if that's trick of the year. That's scary in different ways. Somebody's commenting that spot's way bigger than it looks. I believe it. Almost every spot is bigger in person. Um, Somebody said Wallenberg's better. Yeah, I don't love that trick for trick of the year. Wait a second. Is this another? No, that's the same one, right? Somebody said the camera doesn't do the gap justice. I don't know, man. It looks pretty big. Yeah. Man, I've always loved watching people try this. Just see how many tries it takes. And man, you gotta be hurting. It's gotta be in your head. Pretty sure I already watched that. This Chris Chan trick, um, I think this is a really cool trick. I like Chris Chan. He's a cool guy. But I mean, this is kind of. Oh, he said there's got to be some kind of award. Yeah, thread the needle award. Somebody commented. That makes sense. I thought they were saying trick of the year. I'm like, nah, not that. Um, One thing that is interesting I noticed about Glory Hole Award, what you might not have noticed, he had to land his feet different than normal. I know you saw it that time, but he had to, instead of like landing both sideways like normal, he had to like kind of land all funky on the board. And I think that does make the trick a lot cooler. Very cool trick. I haven't been to this spot. Looks like a really fun spot. Yeah, cool trick. Nice guy. Somebody said that's incredible, but somebody did a backflip to blunt fake. Yeah. Dang, so this Felipe Mota, he got a lot. No way this is trick of the year. I think this is cool, but I don't know. There's just something about it that doesn't look all that great. It is kind of cool I sat down. Satisfied me. That sounded weird. I don't. I just thought it was cool. I don't know. The way I phrased that didn't sound right. Man, this is a heavy trick. You can tell he's geared up. He was ready to eat shit, man. He came ready to eat shit. Man, I bet that felt so good. Gnawing into banks is so nice. I don't know about gnawing into that bank. The hard part about that is like you're landing. It's still a heavy drop, but you're landing into a bank. So you got all this weight dropping down. It's still dropping down, but you have to like balance it into the bank. Yeah, that's pretty heavy. That trick was insane, but it's just like too casual of a spot. Selfie clip of the century. I wouldn't argue with that. I think this is part of the problem is he didn't have somebody film it. That really does hurt you. Makes the trick look way less cool. Just being honest. Ah, dude, that is so heavy. Yeah, that's a heavy 360, man. That is buck. I don't know about trickity. I don't know, man. It's really hard. This trick's pretty nice. He just floated down that stair and did like one of the cleanest big spins. I don't know if it's better than Thong Man's 50-50. Something's novel about this, but at the same time, I don't like it for some reason. I don't know why. I do think it's really impressive. It's really cool. I mean, trick of the year, I don't know. This just seems like some type of novel trick. Like, what would you rather see? This guy board slide up it or somebody like kickflip crooked? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think a ledge trick should almost ever get trick of the year. I mean, the one ledge trick that was at the beginning, it was really high, so I guess that was the wow factor of it. This is an insane trick. Don't get me wrong. All of these tricks are crazy. Just get that out of the way. That's a huge ollie. Somebody, yeah. What I don't like about this line is like there really was no reason to have that flat ground trick. Like if you have to do a flat ground trick and then jog half a mile to the spot, maybe just don't include it. I think the ollie would have been fine by itself. You have a flat ground trick after, even if you don't land it, you just ollie that giant stair. People don't like the heel flip. Could have ollied up the stairs at least. Hey, nowadays, somebody would figure out a way. That trick's pretty buck. Hold up, that's a nollie tray. That totally looked fakey. I gotta watch that again. Man, that was stupid clean. I don't know why it looked fakey though. Anyways, those are some candidates for trick of the year. What do you think? Do you think Andy's trick stacks up against some of these other tricks that happened in this video? Are you still on the fence about him putting the yoga mat on the rail? What do you think? You know, I want more discussion. I want to see out of these videos so far, what do you think is trick of the year?